Secrets Baby Beach in Aruba. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of talk and even some controversy surrounding this brand new all-inclusive resort, which also happens to be one of the most expensive resorts on the island. So of course, while I was in Aruba 3 days and Trace Noches had to go on the scene, check it out and give you that honest review. Because honestly, there's not many good in-depth videos about this resort, and there's definitely a lot of things you need to know before booking. So in this video, I'm going to give you all of the pros, all of the cons, and tell you whether or not it's really worth the hype, and more importantly, is it worth the price tag? Let's start with the location, and this could be a pro or a con depending on what type of experience you are looking for. So this resort is around 30 minutes from the Aruba airport, sometimes more if there is traffic. However, it is a good 45 minutes from Palm Beach and Eagle Beach. So if you were planning on exploring nightlife or restaurants there, just know it is a little bit of a distance. But Baby Beach has a whole vibe of its own. So this location may be exactly what you're looking for, or it might feel a little too secluded. Now, personally, what I did was split my trip between 2 different resorts. So I stayed at the Iberostar at Eagle Beach, then ended my trip here at Secrets Baby Beach. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you why I think this was the perfect way to experience Aruba. Now, you do have quite a few options for getting from the airport to the resort, and Secrets does not provide this, so you do need to arrange this on your own. Most people do rent a car, which is a great choice if you plan on exploring the island. The resort also offers free parking, which is an amazing perk, and you can also grab a taxi or book a private transfer, which is what I did, and I will link the service that I used in the description. I'll also be doing an entire video on how to navigate the Aruba airport, including a review of the VIP meet and greet service that I use that helped me skip all of the lines, so stay tuned for that. Next, let's talk about first impressions and the check-in, and it was definitely a 10 out of 10. It was everything that you would hope for when you arrive to a resort. When I pulled up, I was greeted right away, the staff took my bags, and everyone was so friendly. And then the lobby. It was one of the most impressive open-air lobbies that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. Now, this is a brand new resort. It's only been open for about 6 months, I think. So everything, of course, was modern, clean, and fresh, and I really love the design. You're going to see more of that throughout this video. Also, right at check-in, they had a bar car set up with an attendant serving welcome drinks like champagne, wine, or water, which I always love those little touches. And they also have a lobby bar right around the corner, which is where I got my welcome drink, which was amazing. And I'm going to talk about the food and drinks in just a bit. Now, the check-in process was really smooth, easy. It only took like 5 or 10 minutes. And since my room was not ready yet, of course, I got full access to the resort, which I was so excited to try some food and start exploring right away. Now, if you do opt in for the preferred club, you'll have a completely separate check-in area with a more personalized service. There's even a bar inside with premium liquor. And if you've stayed at Secrets Resorts before, you know how this works. So at the end of this video, I'm going to share whether or not I think the preferred club is worth it. And I didn't originally book the preferred club, but the resort upgraded me so I could experience it, show it to you, and give you an honest, fair review. So definitely stick around for that. Okay, next I want to show you my room. Now, I stayed in a swim-up suite, which is usually not my preference, but I know it's one of the most popular room categories. So I wanted to film it and experience it for you guys so you can decide whether or not it's right for you.
We made it to Secrets Baby Beach. I am in a preferred club swim out. I want to show it to you, and you're going to love it. Let's go. First thing that I absolutely love, if you follow me, you know I hate the open bathroom concept. So here you have a closed bathroom with a full-length mirror, which is amazing, but it is beautiful. I love the decor. So the double sinks, which is always a must for me. I just love the fixtures, the finishes. I love the blue. I love the lighting. It has, I've never heard of this brand, but this is the brand that they have in the showers and in the bathroom. And then all of the amenities that you need, a dental kit, a hair comb, sewing kit. I love that Secrets does this. I always look forward to this because sometimes you do forget things. So I love that they do that. And then a separate toilet and beautiful rainfall shower. But if you want the open concept, they still have this door you can close and open. Something new that I've never seen is kind of like this, I guess, coat tray. I'm not sure what they call it, but you can hang all of your stuff, which I think is a really cool feature. And then tons of closet space. Again, everything is so new. I love it. And just open and bright. I love the decor. And then over here, they have included their own Aruba rum that you can actually take home if you don't open it, which I think is a really cool touch. Lots of water, sodas. This is the Arubian beer. It's called Chill, which I definitely need to try. I haven't tried it yet. It looks really good. And then they also give you snacks. Everybody loves snacks. I also have another beer that's brewed in Aruba called Balashi. So if you're a beer drinker, you're probably gonna like that. I also love a room that has a seating area. I don't know why. Sometimes I just want to be able to sit, have my coffee, relax. Wait till you see the view though that I have. We're gonna get to that in a minute. I also love when they have a separate table if you're gonna get room service, because sometimes, you know, you have these tables over here, you're trying to eat, it's not comfortable, but they have a full dining set if you want to get room service, which is included 24 hours a day. And time for the swim up. Let's look.
I loved almost everything about this room until I stepped outside. As you can see, there's just a complete lack of privacy. They do have a privacy wall on the left, but there's nothing on the right side. So anytime the neighbors were out, it did feel a little awkward. And it's one of the reasons why I usually shy away from swim up rooms at resorts in general. Now, if you're traveling with friends or family and you actually want to hang out and you could get a connecting room, this setup could actually work really well. That being said, a huge positive here is the bar is right there, and they will actually come serve you right at your swim up. So if you're looking just to relax all day, you can sit back, soak up the sun, and they will keep the drinks coming.
Time to explore the rest of this resort. I'm excited to try the pools, the restaurants, go to the beach, and show you everything that Secrets has to offer. So let's go.
Next, let's go to the pools. And I have to say, I think they really nailed it here. This resort has basically everything that you would want when it comes to an all-inclusive pool experience. So that is, number one, a main pool that's fun and lively. Yes, they had a DJ, an entertainment crew, activities, and it also had a swim-up bar. Next, there is plenty of seating here. I feel like since this is a big complaint at many resorts, they were very mindful about having enough loungers and cabana-style seating spread all around the pools. And yes, you can rent cabanas as well if you want an elevated experience for an extra charge. I know infinity pools are also a big draw, and this resort has one, and the views are amazing. I was also pleasantly surprised that they have jacuzzi pools because a lot of resorts are getting away from them. And then finally, if you decide to upgrade to the club level, they do have a separate, more exclusive pool area just for club members. I also need to mention how clean the pools were. I know this is a new resort, so that helps. And another hot topic is always the temperature of the pool. So the main pool definitely felt heated. I don't know if it was because more people were in there. The other two pools, I think, were just regular temperature, but they were very refreshing and nice. Now let's hit the beach. And this is where I might lose some people because this is a very unique beach experience for an all-inclusive resort. And it's even been a bit controversial. So the resort is located on Baby Beach, which is a locals beach, so there was already some tension when this resort was built. Now, this resort is not beachfront. You do need to walk around 5 minutes down a hill to get there, or they do have golf cart service. Now, once you get there, you're going to notice this is not your typical all-inclusive beach setup. Since it is a public locals beach, there are strict rules about what Secrets can and can't do. So, for example, they cannot have designated loungers or traditional beach umbrellas. Instead, you're going to find Tommy Bahama style beach chairs, and if you need shade, you'll need to grab a spot really early in the morning, either under the trees or one of the few shaded huts. It's also really windy at Baby Beach, which is another reason why umbrellas are not allowed. Now, once you get down to the beach, there is a Secrets van where the attendant is there. He can help you find a spot, and they do have a cooler full of beer and water. So again, I know this is very non-traditional compared to what we're used to at an all-inclusive resort, but it's really just the cost of being able to enjoy a locals beach on one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And I personally actually really enjoyed it. The water is gorgeous, super shallow, and you can snorkel right off the shore. One night, I even went down to watch the sunset, and it was absolutely magical. But I completely understand why this setup might be a deal breaker if you're the type who just loves to plop down on a lounger all day and have full service. Now, if you're really looking for that luxury beach experience in Aruba, my suggestion is to mix it up like I did. I spent the first part of my trip at the Iberostar enjoying a luxury beach experience on Eagle Beach. I even went off the resort to explore different restaurants and nightlife. Then when I came down here, I fully embraced the laid back local vibe and loved having the all inclusive option for a few days to just relax and unwind. And for me, it was the perfect balance. Now let's talk about the food and drinks. Secrets Baby Beach has 6 different restaurants, one main option for breakfast, currently 2 options for lunch, and then 4 different restaurants for dinner. Now, I was only there for a short stay, so I didn't get to try every single option, but what I did have, I loved. For lunch, I went to the Market Cafe, which is a buffet, and the variety was insane. Also, the quality. In fact, that's one thing I noticed about Aruba in general is that the quality of the food is just outstanding. Definitely a step above some other destinations that I've been to. Now, for dinner, I was only able to try Portofino, which is the Italian restaurant, and I ordered the pizza and the lasagna, and both were excellent. Truly some of the best I've had at any all-inclusive. I also tried room service one day just to see how it was, and again, everything was really good. Now, it did take a little over an hour to get to the room, which kind of reflects the overall pace of service here. So, in general, things move a bit slower, but that's because they're on island time. And I found this to be true almost everywhere I went in Aruba. It's definitely a different vibe compared to somewhere like Mexico, where the service tends to be more fast paced. So, here it's all about slowing down, relaxing, and really embracing that laid back island atmosphere. Now, if you upgrade to the preferred club, you do have access to an a la carte breakfast in the mornings, but it's literally located right next to the buffet, and I honestly preferred the buffet better. It just had so many great choices. So at the end of the video, again, I'm going to give you a full review of the preferred club and whether or not it's worth the upgrade. And one suggestion is if you want to dive deeper into the food options or just get more insider tips about the resort, join their Facebook group. It's called Fans of Secrets Baby Beach, and I will link it down in the description. It is such a wealth of information. People are constantly sharing updates, posting menus, and answering questions in real time. And I learned so much about this resort before I went, and it is really an amazing resource. Bartenders here were also amazing, so friendly and fun, and the cocktails were also really good. They have several bars throughout the property, so you're never far from a drink. There's the lobby bar, swim-up bar, another pool bar, plus a nightly entertainment bar. And again, the Preferred Club not only has the Preferred Club lounge, but also a Preferred Club pool bar. Now, I thought they had a decent selection of premium liquors, and if you have access to the Preferred Club, you even get more options to choose from. The only thing I noticed is that sometimes they would run out of certain bottles, and they didn't always restock them right away. I think it's more just those growing pains of a newer resort, but honestly, it did not affect me because I'm so easy to please when it comes to drinks. I just stick with vodka or tequila, and as long as they have Absolute or Tito's or something like that, and a decent tequila, then I'm happy. Finally, let's talk about the activities and nightlife. And honestly, this resort completely surprised me in this category. I was expecting it to be pretty low key, maybe even a little dead at night just because of its location on Baby Beach. It's a very different vibe compared to Palm Beach or Eagle Beach, but I was so pleasantly surprised. During the day, there were activities going on nonstop. They have a board on property that lists everything, and you can also see it on the app. And like I mentioned earlier, the main pool had such fun, lively energy. And at night, the resort really came alive. There's an outdoor entertainment area near the lobby, and they even have a club where people were dancing and partying. I absolutely loved it. One thing they do not have is non-motorized water sports. Because Baby Beach has a protected reef, the only thing you can really do is snorkel off the beach. But there are a ton of excursions that you can book off-site, and I do have my own Aruba excursion shop, which I will link in the description below. They also have a car rental service right on site with someone dedicated to helping you if you want to explore the island on your own. Now, I also toured the spa and fitness center, which were both beautiful. They have hydrotherapy, and the fitness center had incredible views that made working out feel like part of the vacation. So here are some final thoughts on Secrets Baby Beach and the best ways to book this resort. Now, as you've seen through this video, this resort is very different from some of the more traditional all-inclusive resorts that I've reviewed, especially when it comes to the beach experience. It's definitely not for everyone, but I personally enjoyed it. Now, since I had just come from a more traditional tropical beach resort a few days earlier, I just love the contrast here, especially the desert vibe with all of the cactuses. Now, if you're looking for a lush tropical palm trees and that classic Caribbean feel, this is not going to be the resort for you, but for me, it was really unique and refreshing. Now, when I come back, because I definitely plan to return, I probably would not book a swim-up room again. Instead, I'd go with the oceanfront room for those incredible views. Now, let's talk about the Preferred Club. Honestly, I could go either way on this one, but when I return, I would still upgrade because I'll admit I'm one that gets FOMO if I don't upgrade. And two, I loved having access to the extra lounge, the nicer bar, and the separate pool area. I also like to upgrade to have access to the a la carte breakfast, but at this resort, the buffet is so amazing and the views are so amazing. I do not think it's necessary if you are someone who likes to upgrade just for this reason alone. So I will include a link in the description so you can easily get a free quote. Now, of course, pricing will depend on your travel dates and time of year, but one thing that did surprise me in general was the price point. It's very similar to Secrets Moche and Secrets Akumal in Cancun, and everyone always says how expensive Aruba is. So I thought the value was there for what they are charging. Of course, I always love hearing from you. Let me know if you've been to this resort or if you have any other questions about this resort, drop them in the comment section below. I do try to respond to all comments and questions. And of course, keep following me at 3 Days and Tres Noches, where I bring you honest resort reviews, travel tips, and information about the destinations that I go to and show you can have an amazing vacation in a really short amount of time. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok.